Welcome back, all you fine folks, to Adventures on Two Wheels. This is Damon69. I want to talk today a little bit about Sena versus Cardo. I was a long time hardcore user of Cardo, for probably about the last 6 years. Went through 2 different sets of Cardos. Started with the Q2s. Upgraded to the G4s. And, I mean, even then, back when we bought them, they weren't cheap at any means. Altogether, between the Cardos I bought, I had between $900 and $1,000 into the things. Well, on my trip out to Iowa on July 3rd, my G4, one of my G4s, decided to completely stop working. It will not even power on at all. So I get a hold of Cardo, and I'm like, oh, do you guys do repairs? It's like, nope, flat out, we just don't do repairs. The best we can do, we'll replace the battery, but, you can send it in. We're still going to charge you $49, just to change the battery. If it's not the battery, you're out $49. I'm like, well, I don't like that much. I'd like to get it repaired, but, oh, no, we don't do that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, well, I've been pretty much a loyal, dark-hard Cardo, customer for quite a while. Will you do anything, do you guys offer any sort of discounts, loyalty program? And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll give you 20% off. I'm like, okay, 20% off where? And I'm like, well, off of our site, which, of course, is MSRP. Well, I mean, okay, 20% off MSRP basically gets it to the same price that you can buy it at pretty much any place online. And they're like, well, Amazon, we don't offer support because we don't sell on Amazon. I'm like, okay. Oh, well, that's fine. I'm like, only, authorized retailers, do we support? I'm like, okay, I can understand that. I go, okay, well, Revzilla is an authorized supplier of Cardo. I'm like, will you give me 25% off or 20% off of their price? And they're like, absolutely not. The best we'll do is 20% off of our site, so it'll be X amount of dollars plus shipping. And shoot, I can already get that price that they're offering at Revzilla and get free shipping. I'm like, well, for basically a matter over $30, I'm like, forget this. I said, you've lost the customer forever. I started looking around. I'm like, Cardo used to be pretty much one of the only Bluetooth devices out there. Started doing more digging, and a lot of people are running into issues like this with Cardo. So I started looking at the Sena products and started doing some reading and looking at the different products that Sena offers, and them having the Bluetooth backpack to go on the back of the GoPro for recording audio is a huge bonus. Plus, they're able to link up with other Bluetooth manufacturers, Cardo included, which Cardo cannot link up with any of the other manufacturers. So it's like, well, right there's a huge bonus. And they don't just do this. Sena doesn't just do this with their bottom line Bluetooth. They do it with their SMH10 and the 20S. It's like, well, this is a huge difference. And I started looking at the SMH10, and I mean, it's great and would have suited everything I wanted. But if I'm going to buy it, it's like I'm going to spend a little more money, and I'm going to go with the best quality of the units I can get. I'd rather put out a little more now than, down the road. So I got the 20S, and they are by far sweet. They are very nice, very versatile, a lot of options. But, of course, very first time I use it and hook it up, I found I had a broken wire in one of the speakers. So I kept losing audio in one of the right channels on the speaker. So I got a hold of support. And, I mean, the support's been great. I mean, they were Johnny on the spot on it, and they're sending out a new set of speakers on there. But I still have to wait for it. And it's still all good and dandy. Well, when you start digging around and looking online, and you're looking at it, when they're talking about with the 20S, you're able to make a phone call, and you're able to listen to your music at the same time. And then they're talking about on the GP10, the GoPro Bluetooth backpack, you can record your conversation between two Sena devices, on the intercom. So I was like, oh, this is great, And, by reading a lot of this, they lead you to believe that you are able to listen to your music while recording on your Bluetooth backpack. Well, this is not true. I'm not really sure why this technology, since you're able to talk on the phone and still listen to music, why aren't you able to talk on the intercom and listen to your music? I mean, you can with the two-way conversation, so why not be able to do that with, with the normal conversation, the GP10 Bluetooth backpack and listening to music. To me, this just doesn't make a whole lot of sense why they. But after going back, this has been ongoing almost 2 years. They promised everybody that, oh, we're gonna come out with a firmware for it. Now, I put in a ticket the other day with Sena, and they basically come back with that, oh, we don't look at this in any foreseeable future, so we're not going to try and lead you astray on it. We don't want to mislead you. I'm like, well, you're already misleading it by not putting in bold print on the GP10. There's a lot of people that are basically looking at it the same way I was looking at it, that with the 20, you can listen to music and talk on the phone, so you'll be able to record on the GP10 and listen to your music. It's very misleading. So basically that's my rant about it. But I still like it. It's a great product, and I'll keep it. I'm just I'm working on trying a couple workarounds right now, for when I'm not in a group. When, like right now, I'm riding home. I've got an hour and a half ride home, so I like to listen to music. Well, while I'm doing video logging, I can't have any music going, and so that just kind of leaves out any choice. I'm just don't have any choice. It's either talk or listen to music. I'm kind of looking at, on the times that I'm not with a group where I'm not talking on the intercom with multiple people, of having a different Bluetooth device with a mic hookup. I had looked at, well, I had tried, I'm actually on my way over to UPS right now to drop it back off because it wouldn't connect to any of my devices. A little Bluetooth transmitter with a 3.5-inch or 3.5 millimeter jack to hook a microphone into to, record just with a lapel. It was a small enough device that I could mount it right in the inside of my helmet with a little bit of Velcro and it not get in the way of anything. And I'd be able to just basically charge it up and go. But I wasn't even able to test it with the microphone because I couldn't get it to connect to any of my devices. Couldn't get it to connect to the laptop, phone, nothing. So it's pretty much busted and going back. I have a Bluetooth headset that basically is like a phone headset coming, and if it'll link up and it'll go together, I mean, it's not like it's that expensive. I might just Frankenstein it a little bit. If the clarity works pretty good where I don't get a lot of wind noise, but I think with a bit of foam I'd be able to clear that up a little bit too in the helmet, and might be good enough to go without having a ton of wind noise. But that may be my workaround. Then I could use my 20S's to listen to my music and use that headset to record on the GoPro. So I'll let everybody know how that goes. That won't be here till Wednesday or Thursday. I think it'll be here tomorrow. I just ordered it last night when I found out the other thing was busted and wouldn't work at all. I had one other thing I was wondering about people. I was watching a MotoVlogger the other day. I forget what her name was, but she had come out and she was just downright talking about, if you're on a phone, you shouldn't be on a phone. There's so many accidents when you're on the phone. Well, I mean, I understand that. And I use the hands-free on my phone, and I use it quite often. But now when it comes to motovlogging, how much difference is there motovlogging than being on a hands-free phone when you're out here driving and you're motovlogging, especially in the city and such? How much real difference is there? What do people have for comments on that? Because to me, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of difference between being on a hands-free conversation or being on an intercom talking with another cycle, or when you're motovlogging and you're talking, how much actual difference is there of being on the phone or motovlogging?